On a quiet Tuesday in Hamburg, Germany, the unthinkable happened. The city's most secure institution, the German Federal Reserve Bank, became the target of a heist that would stun the world. $2 billion vanished in a single night, without a single shot fired. This was no ordinary robbery, it was a feat of criminal genius. For 12 hours, a team of phantoms outwitted guards, police, and federal agents. Germany, a nation built on order and precision, was left reeling. The robbers didn't just steal money, they shattered a sense of national security. August 19, 2025, a date now infamous in criminal history. The operation was executed with military precision, blending old-school cunning and cutting-edge tech. Every camera angle, every patrol, every system weakness, they knew it all. They moved like ghosts through a fortress designed to keep everyone out. Their plan was flawless, their timing perfect. Tonight, we'll take you inside this incredible story. We'll reveal how a handful of master thieves pulled off the impossible. We'll break down the plan, the police response, and the moments that changed everything. This isn't just a crime story, it's a story about audacity, intelligence, and the vulnerabilities in the systems we trust. The Hamburg heist didn't just steal money, it stole peace of mind. It forced a nation to question its own invincibility, and it proved that even the most secure fortress can fall to a brilliant mind. This is the story of the heist that rewrote the rules. The heist began with a whisper, not a bang. At 6 p.m., as Hamburg's streets filled with commuters, the first move was made. A cyber attack on the city's emergency services. Thousands of fake calls flooded the line, sending police and fire crews racing to phantom emergencies. Chaos spread, stretching law enforcement thin and blinding them to the real threat. Next, the robbers hacked the city's traffic system. Gridlock and confusion paralyzed key routes, trapping any police who might have responded to the bank. The city's own infrastructure became an unwitting accomplice. Inside the bank, the team slipped in through a maintenance access point thanks to intel from an inside source. They moved with surgical precision, disabling sensors and cameras. Each member had a role, every second counted. The chaos outside bought them precious time. For hours, Hamburg was in a state of controlled panic. Police chased ghosts, never suspecting the real crime unfolding at the city's heart. The robbers had blinded and deafened the authorities. Every minute spent on a fake emergency was another minute inside the vault. Their greatest weapon wasn't force, it was confusion. That night they orchestrated a symphony of deception, and the city danced to their tune. Who were these thieves? Not your average criminals. The police called them ghosts, 5 specialists, each a master in their field. The architect, the elusive mastermind, directed the operation remotely, unseen and unknown. The hacker, a digital prodigy, crippled the city's systems from a van nearby. The engineer, a mechanical genius, breached the vault with custom tools and flawless precision. The twins, disciplined and silent, handled logistics and security inside the bank. They communicated only by hand signals, moving with military efficiency. And then, the mole, a high-level bank employee who fed the architect blueprints, codes, and secrets for years. The mole's intel was the key to the entire operation. Their motivations remain a mystery. None of their identities were ever discovered. They vanished back into the shadows, leaving no trace. This was a team built for one purpose, to pull off the impossible. They were the perfect crew for the perfect crime, and they left the world guessing. The true genius of the heist was psychological warfare waged through technology. The hackers' cyber attacks weren't just distractions, they sowed confusion and distrust among police. After repeated false alarms, dispatchers hesitated, unsure what was real. Meanwhile, a second wave hit, denial of service attacks on news and government sites, diverting cybersecurity teams. The real digital intrusion at the bank went unnoticed. Deepfake audio calls, mimicking officials, sent police on wild goose chases. The technology was unprecedented, adding layers of chaos. For hours, authorities believed they faced a citywide cyber-terrorist event. The robbers defined the crisis, the police reacted to fiction. By the time the truth emerged, the thieves were already deep inside the vault. The digital battlefield was won before the physical one began. The city never saw the real threat coming. The German Federal Reserve Bank was a fortress, reinforced concrete, steel, and state-of-the-art security. The vault's door was legendary, but the architect's plan targeted a hidden flaw. The engineer, armed with intel from the mole, focused on a maintenance conduit beneath the vault floor. Using a silent magnetic drill, they bored a precise hole, avoiding seismic sensors. A fiber optic camera confirmed the vault's contents. Then, a modified thermal lance silently melted through steel bars. The hacker looped thermal sensor footage, masking the heat. A small section of floor was cut away, just enough for one person. The twins hoisted bags of cash and gold with a portable winch. They ignored traceable items, taking only bearer bonds, gold, and large bills. The plan was to steal what was most valuable and hardest to track. Every move was calculated, every risk anticipated. It was a flawless blend of physical and digital intrusion. They weren't just robbing a bank, they were curating their fortune, and they did it all in silence. For 6 hours, Hamburg police were lost in chaos, chasing phantom emergencies. The command center was overwhelmed, convinced they faced cyber terrorism. The idea of a physical heist was unthinkable. The robbers' diversion worked perfectly, until a vigilant security guard noticed a temperature anomaly. His report was nearly dismissed, but a junior officer checked the bank's feeds and found only looped video. That was the turning point. The police realized they'd been duped. A high-level alert was issued, and tactical units rushed to the bank, only to be trapped by the engineered gridlock. The robbers had bought themselves precious extra time. When police finally arrived, the building was silent and dark. No alarms, no forced entry, just a tense, empty siege. The authorities believed the robbers were trapped inside. In reality, the criminals were already executing their escape. The police played by the book, but the robbers had written a new one. The city was outmatched at every turn. The escape was as brilliant as the heist. The team didn't use doors or alleys, they vanished underground. Hamburg's forgotten sewer tunnels, mapped by the mole, led straight from the vault to a distant canal. The loot was moved on electric carts through the tunnels, completely off the grid. Above, police searched in vain. Below, the robbers slipped away. At a deserted canal lock, a small barge waited. The team loaded the fortune and disappeared into the city's waterways, blending with ordinary river traffic. The hacker wiped all digital traces and joined the others. By the time police breached the bank, it was empty. They found the hole in the tunnel, but the trail was cold. No fingerprints, no DNA, no footage. The robbers had evaporated. It was the perfect crime. Germany awoke to shock and disbelief. $2 billion gone and the world's most secure bank defeated. The nation's pride in order and security was shaken to its core. The police faced harsh criticism for being outsmarted so completely. A massive investigation began involving federal and international agencies, but the robbers left almost nothing behind, no evidence, no leads. The investigation became the most expensive in German history but hit dead ends. Financial markets wobbled and banks worldwide scrambled to upgrade security. The Hamburg heist became a case study in criminal brilliance. The robbers became folk heroes to some, symbols of audacity and intelligence. Their story was retold everywhere, a mix of shame and secret admiration. They had exposed vulnerabilities in the system without violence. The crime forced a global reckoning with security and trust. The robbers had become legends. Their heist was both a national embarrassment and a source of fascination. Years later, the Hamburg heist remains unsolved. The money and gold were never recovered. The architect, the hacker, the engineer, the twins, and the mole, still ghosts. The case is a permanent reminder, no system is truly foolproof. Their methods changed security worldwide, becoming standard training scenarios. The heist forced a new way of thinking about threats in a connected world. It was a painful lesson, but a necessary one. The story inspired books, films, and a new criminal lexicon, pulling a Hamburg. The robbers' mystique only grew with time. They became anti-heroes, symbols of outsmarting the powerful. The Hamburg heist is remembered for its artistry, not just its scale. It was a crime of intellect, not violence, and it remains the unsolved masterpiece that still captivates us